Everybody's getting played.
Yeah. Welcome to the June 16, 2025 regular city council meeting is now called to order. Would you please rise and say the necessary pledge of allegiance with me? I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Shelley. Roll call.
Becky Curtis. Here. Tina Reed Hibler.
Here.
John Breckenridge.
Here.
John Feiger.
Yep.
Mark Hart.
Yes. Here.
All right, that takes us to our first public participation tonight. It is open. You are welcome to come and speak with us. You have 5 minutes. Please put your name and your address on the pad that is there.
Good evening. Marty Gray, currently residing at 220 South Street, Cameron. I've been here since 21st of last month. I've taken the time to drive every street in this town just to see what I've been hearing and reading about in the paper, which is usually bad. All the negativity, fighting with the council and council members, and I've talked to a couple of the employees. I know who's missing employees and who needs help, and I know Mr. Feiger thanking them all for wearing full hats, which has happened in the past. My thought is, and I talked to Pat about this also, and I saw some of them out today, is a little hot patch and with the pastor and 2 employees in a dump truck could do a lot of good in the city. I realized with the budget like it is, you guys have put most of your money into 2 projects, Harris Street and Godfrey. I don't know what the total amount of money is you guys get on that tax that was passed in 21. Looks to me like you're gonna have a deficit. A large one. I don't know where that's coming in. Maybe you can pick that up off of your penalties on Northland Drive. I don't know. But I'd like to see the city crew, if we get some more people hired and help him out, start doing the hot patch and the compactor and get some results for that. Because I've counted 5 or 6 cutouts and some holes. South Chestnut is the worst. That haven't even been touched since I've been there. And they're just getting worse. And I know several people have complained about it. And I'm not here to complain. I'm here to look at you guys because we're not getting any applicants. Obviously, we're not getting any help. We're not getting any businesses. Well, that seems on you guys, leading by example. And the last meeting that I watched on the computer and the one I was here, it's always bickering and I'll get negativity in this city. We're not going to sell our city. We're always fighting. So I need people to step up and start fixing it. This isn't the way it works before. But that's all I got. I'll be back next week with some more questions. Thanks.
You've done your homework. Good job. Thank you.
Well, I'm Mike Jarvis. I live at 9057 North 69, South Cameron. And I was here to see if whenever the walls are torn down from the buildings up down, if I could be the guy to haul them off. For use on that longer stuff around my place.
You talking about the new building? The old
No, the
Legacy building?
the wooden walls up there. Jesus.
Oh, the plywood.
Yeah, the plywood and
Oh,
You know about that. Yeah, let us discuss that and
okay.
if you're rolling it, yeah. All right, we'll see what we got.
Great, thank you.
There is a lot of good lumber there.
Yeah.
I don't know about the problem.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You got the last thing.
Mm.
You're not jumping for it.
Community development, yeah. But we can talk about it later.
Yeah.
All right. That moves us on to the consent agenda. Are there any requests to move items from the consent agenda? We have a few. Does anybody want to take it to the regular agenda for discussion? All right. Then I will entertain a motion to pass the consent agenda.
You want me to read?
Yeah.
Item A, motion to approve the minutes of the June 2nd, 2025 regular session. Item B, motion to renew the annual liquor license renewal for Nell's Country Restaurant and Jones Travel Plaza and El Magway. And those are the last two. Yeah.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to pass the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passes, 5 in favor, 0 opposed. That moves us on to appointments. Shelley.
For appointments, we have, the park board, there are 3 positions that are expiring. Additionally, Derek Lanigan and Josh Schmidt have resigned from the board and Mr. Art was removed from the board. All 3 park board members whose terms are expiring have submitted applications. There's also, 1 new application for, Dayla Lowry. And, she did go to the last park board meeting, however, they did not have a form at that time to make a recommendation. Since then, we have received 2 more, applications for the park board, but they have not had a meeting since then, so the park board has not reviewed those applications.
Does anybody have any opinions on?
I think we've got 3 openings on top of the 3. So we can't keep leaving it open with 6 people because then we're not gonna have a quorum. Why don't we take the 3 newbies and put them in to the spots that were already vacant? Still give the other 3, if they decide they wanna run, then we can decide on them. But these other 3 would at least cover for the 3 that are black. So they would just go in and like, Cass and Christopher to cover for whatever Josh and, Lanigan's, terms were. And then the other, I didn't remember what the other was.
How many is the quorum for
Ms.
that?
Roller
Is it 5?
to do the same for the other one. So that gives us 3 back on there, a
5.
little easier to make a quorum.
I would note for the council that under the Missouri Constitution, people, appointed officials or elected officials' terms have expired, they still serve until their successors duly appointed and qualified. So, I do believe it's Ms. Osmus and
Yeah.
the other,
Robbie and Will.
those 3 can still serve
Oh, okay.
on expired terms.
Right, okay, right.
And so that there are still 6 members.
Okay.
Since we don't have a slate from them and they haven't had a form, I think it might be a good idea to let them get a slate. Their board.
I am perfectly fine with that, but I don't see, I mean, we've only got 3 additional people that have. So is that, I mean, would that be legal?
Yeah, so under the revised appointment procedure, once the border commission has made their recommendation to the council can either accept the slate, appoint other people outside of the slate, or send it back again to the border commission for additional review. So those are the 3 options that the council can do. Which are basically all the options available.
Is that for anybody that quits as well? So like when they don't finish out their term? Because that's all I'm talking about
Yeah,
here.
so when somebody resigns, that is a truly vacant
So we can at that point, or, yeah, we can appoint at that, any of, we don't have to wait for park board, right?
You guys, under the current thing, once they've submitted any slate, then the council can make the decision on appointments. Just period.
I mean,
So we could appoint Mr. Atkins, Mr. Hosen, and Williams.
Yes, you can.
We could appoint them tonight.
Yes.
make it easier to get a quorum, especially during the summer when people are busy.
And that way they can get a slate for
For the other three,
the three that are expiring.
Park board has recommended those. They recommended those three.
Oh,
They, that was 2 meetings ago.
yeah, but they haven't been able to renew the new app.
No, they did not have a forum from the Brewery's application, and they have not seen the others. Yes.
so I'd like to put it to a vote.
Okay. What's the proposed motion?
Proposed motion would be to add the three new
And
applications.
that would be taking. And
Flanagan's,
Flanagan.
Derek Flanagan's. And then replacing it with, and they would fill the terms with Cass, Christopher, and Ms. Woolridge.
So I do not have those names in front of me, so I'm gonna, but the motion would be a motion appointing three new individuals, read their names. If somebody could read them.
Cass, Atkins, Christopher Hurst, and Mrs. what's her name? Gayla Woolridge. Sorry.
To fill the seats vacated on the park board by Derek Flanagan,
Josh Smith,
Josh Smith,
and
and
Matt Ock.
Madam Mayor, I would suggest that you make that motion as
As the mayor.
she can have it.
all right, so I move that we fill the three vacancies that are today, not the slate of the ones that are being renewed, but the empty vacancies. I make a motion to fill them with Cass Atkins, Christopher Hurst, and Gayla Woolridge.
So moved.
That would be the second.
Oh,
I made the motion.
And we'll go on.
All right. Discussion?
So does everybody know the other two applicants? You know those three names?
Somebody was telling me, Cass, actually my neighbor did tell me about Cass.
Okay,
He's a little paper here.
yeah, I saw that on,
Yeah,
kind of abbreviated,
okay.
on how you vouch.
Oh,
So we
absolutely.
can hold you responsible.
Yep.
I
And
like that.
I don't, you're absolutely, you can absolutely put it on me. I trust you.
All right.
And Christopher, I'm not, as familiar with him. I just know that Cass and him, when Christopher heard about this, he said, well, I would love to get on something like that and serve as well. Cass came back and we talked before this, like what it entails and stuff, so.
Good.
And I can vouch for Ms. Brewery.
Okay, so that's what I need.
Yeah, she's a teacher.
Oh, I know, like,
Yeah, and a long time ago. Her father was a builder.
all right,
Sounds good with me.
all right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
We do have one more for review. The terms of Tom Hamlet and George Pratt are expiring on the Planning and Zoning Commission. George has reapplied to the commission and, Planning and Zoning has recommended his reappointment. Mr. Hamlet, has decided not to reapply. So we have a vacancy on Planning and Zoning and Code Board of Appeals. The zoning have to be, that lives in the city limits. That one does require city. And if there's no objections, that will appear on the minutes.
No,
That takes us to our city manager's report.
Do we need to vote on that one?
No,
No,
that one is
that's
just
just
for review.
Okay.
It'll be voted on.
All right, Mayor, Council, thank you. 112 East Third Street, which is the Dean's Photography Building. We've got the DNR approved the bid spec for the demolition of that building. We're moving forward to acquire bids for that project. Lance put the bids out on the website, or Shelley did, on June 11th. It will be in our newspaper on June 19th. And then the bid opening will occur at City Hall on July 8th. Next, we received our final inspection on June 9th for the pickleball courts and the tennis courts. There was to be 3 tennis courts and 2 pickleball courts. The 3 tennis courts were created by getting all the markings and everything done for those courts. And the company installed 3 pickleball courts instead of the 2. We were assured that this was a mistake on their part, and they are not charging us for that. So we are going to keep a close watch on this to make sure that 3rd court does not get charged to the city. And last, we are continuing to see a lot of vandalism at the restrooms, the city restrooms at all the parks. A stall door was ripped off at Rec Park and placed against the new slide down there. Somebody has kicked in a vent at the soccer field door over at Somerville. So I'm saying me and the staff, we're working on a plan to come up with something to try to stop this thing.
who was the person that figured out that the pickleball court, that they had painted 3 down there? Thank you. I'm glad that we're looking at this stuff. I appreciate that very much, and so do they.
Well, I just wanted everybody to know that, yes, it's supposed to be 2 and 3.
Right.
Because we're gonna leave that tennis court fine. I don't know, he's upset that we have 3 and 3 now. But going back in, and we have done the purchase order for their final payment. So they're not getting any more money than they already got.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm so sick and tired of seeing it getting hosed over every time we turn around with things out there.
Yep.
I
So yeah,
appreciate that.
we went out there, and I think Clay came over later on. And Lanny, of course, looked at it. He was the first one to play on it. I know, shocker.
They're open, ready to go.
That's awesome. Thank you.
That's all I have. Thank you.
All right. That takes us to unfinished business, which we don't have one. So that takes us to new business. Shelley, resolution 2025-31.
Resolution 2025-31, a resolution authorizing the city of Cameron, Missouri to accept property owned by Early Family Enterprises, LLC, as a permanent utility easement.
I will entertain a motion to pass resolution 2025-31.
Second.
Discussion.
Okay, this is the second of the 2 easements that we were needing to serve sewer to the new truck stop out on Easy Highway for cemetery. That's another property.
Any questions? We knew we had to do this. We appreciate his easement, allowing us to do that.
And didn't I see that there was no financial compensation?
$1.
Yeah, okay. Good enough for me, I'll take it out of it. Thank you.
So we'll proceed. All those in favor of passing resolution 2025-31, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passes 5 in favor, 0 opposed. That takes us to our final public participation this evening. You're welcome to come up. You have 5 minutes. Sure. Find your name and your address. That takes us to comments from the staff. Do you have anything?
Yeah.
More?
So I wasn't here a couple weeks ago, so I'm gonna kudos off of what Ryan said last time. The storm that we had, with the water, the balloon incident, the balloon fest, PD, fire, EMS, city utilities. I'm sure there's sheriff departments and the highway patrol here. Good job. Good job on all that. Been my first full week at City Hall. It went very well. And I told staff last time, so I want you guys, I want to thank you guys for the plant that was sent to my mother's funeral. So I appreciate that. That's all I have.
Don't we have somebody new working for us? If you want to introduce us?
You want me to do it or you want to totally do it?
I don't know.
We're gonna get there. Spencer Shaw is our, new building inspector, and he is working on codes too. So.
Speech.
Well, good job.
Been here how long? 2 weeks.
All right.
That's it, thank you.
Nothing. So our electric crew's been doing some pole change out, various spots around town from our inspection program that we have. And we are gonna be starting underground with the project, taking some overhead lines, put underground. Water guys are getting ready for our connection to Denwick. They're actually gonna start tomorrow morning. The Cameron is gonna be pushing water back to the pipeline for them to do pressure testing and flushing over the next week for the service connection.
Yeah, that sounds really weird, but they've got to disinfect those too. And do that, they need water. And it's a lot easier to take the water from here and go west than taking it from St. Joe to here.
Are we charging them for using our water?
Be charging themselves.
We do charging them.
Should we charge them for?
They're going to charge goods.
Thing.
Just half of the runway is forward. That's coming on very quickly, a lot quicker than they were expecting. That piece of other, three crews are passionate, they're still doing alley calls once in a while where it's been washed out from the heavy rain, so still taking care of that and hopefully that time to, on the cemetery. Pretty good.
To go off what he's saying, we're supposed to get another storm like we had the other day. So please don't lay right through the water. The fire department had a water rescue out of there, so we'll see tomorrow through Wednesday. So they may be fixing all those again.
So our soon to be Hawaiian dweller.
Show Nation. Thank you, Mayor. The last couple of weeks, we've been working really hard to get 112 East Third out there and bid out. I've directly solicited 8 different firms, got it on the website, and then Terracon, who wrote up the plans and specs and put in, and they also did the phase 1 and phase 2 environmental. They also have been advertising that out there. I've had 2 contractors already get back with me about wanting the full bid back. So that's good. So at least we're having at least 2 people interested. I've also been working with a lot of planning and zoning stuff. We've got 2 public hearings for Board of Adjustment. We got 1 so far. No, take it back. 1 for Board of Adjustment and 2 for planning and zoning for the next meeting in July. So there's a lot of notifications going out to all of the different property owners around it, dealing with Denwick as well. And then just regular planning and zoning stuff, as well as community development items. I would like to bring up, though, that Mark, I was highly disappointed last time in your article that you put on the forum, in which you were quoting me. And you named numbers in that quote. I did not give you those numbers. Remember, right, in that conversation, I said if you wanted those numbers, you needed to talk to Gene. And so I didn't appreciate that going out there because it looked like that meant to be either a liar or a snitch. And I'm not either one. And so please don't ever do that again. I would appreciate it. So,
I'm sorry for
yeah, thank you. And then that's all I've got.
Aside from the day-to-day stuff, we're 1 week out from our the live date for the whole new software for Fire TV, so we're not trying to make sure that's all tied up.
Right?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just getting myself acclimated. Like I said, I've been here for 2 weeks. I came from a much busier town where we had 7 building inspectors and doing over 3,000 building permits a year. So that's been the background that I mostly have is building, new construction. So code enforcement is a little different for me, but I'm gonna get my hands dirty and jump in. So I'm just trying to get myself acclimated right now.
Yeah, we have a lot of work for you to do. All right.
The fire department's we're looking into replacing radios and communication stuff. Some of the things that have broken behind. They've seen the life expectancy plus they're to the point that when they break, you're holding your breath to find a part to repair them. So we're going to be looking into that and upgrading new radio stations. Radios purchased at the same time on the grant, 100% grant. And we're just looking at the normal call volume, somewhere around 330 calls a year. As you remember, we did not run EMS. Last quarter, we run 110 calls. So we're way above normal. Our accident call rate is large. We've done several, sometimes two.
Some of that because of the
construction. And actually in town, I mean, we run some inside the city limits and stuff like that. And maintaining driveways and so you guys are doing a good job. We've been able to cover everything. So. I would like to say something. And I think I can speak for the higher staff. I didn't clear this with them, but your choice to appoint Dan as interim city manager has gone very well. And he's been good, and staff is learned to hide.
All right, thank you.
And I second that.
And I serve.
With training our new staff members is going really well. I have a meeting with the regional clerk on Wednesday, and I'm going to take advantage of Thursday being a holiday, and I won't be back Friday, so Wednesday morning, and then I'll be gone. So I'll always answer phone calls to be calm. Don't call me unless you do.
You'll have us in your heart.
Yeah.
Just one item here. Because we have so many things going on in the city, and the city council is involved in that, and we get asked these questions constantly. I would like to have on the agenda each time we have a meeting, just, an opportunity to have a discussion about the two demolition projects and reconstructing the city hall. That way we would get an update and would have an opportunity to ask questions about it. Is that something that, I don't want to have to be the one at the end of the meeting say, okay, let me ask about this, let me ask about that. I'd like a report. I'd like to be able to ask questions. It would only take minutes.
Well, he's gone now, but he could have, and that's why you go down, so that you can ask questions.
Yeah.
There's been some side, I've been dialogue off and on.
Have him, and set it up, like.
Yeah, so we could, if, and that's all, that's all I would want is, I just want to be informed because there's so many things that come up, like, I've heard this, I've heard that. Can't tell you the specific answer on
But you
that.
could also have a meeting with our interim manager. He, a lot of times will give us that kind of information. That's how we got it a lot.
Well, but the public wants to hear it.
No, I know,
This-
I agree.
yeah. This needs to be public. We need to have an open conversation with everybody, because that's who's coming to me, is they want to hear these things. And so how's the best way to do that? Would you want city staff to just take a minute and give us a report on each one? Would that be acceptable?
So if you want it fully on the agenda, the typical process that we follow is always 60 council members to put something on the agenda. If instead council's just simply seeking that during the miscellaneous comments from staff, that a staff member at every meeting provides some sort of an update on those three buildings, whether those two buildings plus the reconstruction of City Hall, then I think that would simply be something that we could read through community development. And the development director could just say if anything's changed, or if nothing's changed, just say no.
I'd like it to read, like, specifically, we're talking about these three.
So that would seem like something that would need to be put on the agenda. So we need two council members to state that. And
So
it could be right now, it could be at a separate.
Would somebody else support me on that?
I don't have a problem with it, as long as we don't get bogged down on it every single time. Like, I don't need a full, from the beginning to the end every time. If you just want.
I don't either.
If you just give us an update,
Right,
yeah, I'm fine with that.
okay, so you'll support that?
I'd back you on that.
Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate that. And then the other thing is Mark Dodson and I have been talking. He wanted to do something nice. He wants to support the city. And he had this idea of, we're gonna give caps away that says, make Cameron great again. As goofy as that is, I mean, this is something, probably get mugged and get stolen, you have to watch that.
Oh, it's black and gold too.
Well, we changed the colors because we didn't want to be on the statement. So we've got enough caps here for everyone. Actually, we have 250. So could you just set it in a chair over there? You guys, all of
It's
you,
gonna take two.
anybody take any, we got more coming, so. Yeah, take as many as you want. I fully expect city staff to wear this all the time.
I messed up my hair.
So that's, our contribution.
There you go.
I like free stuff.
Yeah, it's free stuff. Emphasize it a little bit. I noticed this for
Nice hat.
headed people.
Nice.
Did you get yours, Shelley? Mark keeps going.
He didn't have these by the, Chambers altar.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we can get more for next round. That's all I had.
Okay, we're, okay, regular.
First, in April of 2023, I live on Chestnut Street. I saw all the construction going on at the high school and the pool and how the streets were tore up. My first emergency, about 3 weeks after I got on the council, I was out in the middle of the field, south of a shooting range, looking at a bunch of city the city staff, the engineer, moving enough dirt, it looked like you could land 747. And what were we doing? We were putting in a place for the Gallant and Saddle Club to have horses on camera property. So I'm kind of there with you. I wonder what's going on. Segueing into that, we're down one person, as I understand it, in the, and it's nobody's fault in your department, one laborer. Yeah,
Street name.
in street maintenance. I want to see the street cleaner work. I want to see the 3 or 5 guys filling potholes. This council has an opportunity, if we'll take it. Never has there been 2 top positions empty at the same time. I'm talking about the Director of Public Utilities and the City Manager. In my opinion, right now, a trained monkey could almost run this town. Because you have a veteran staff, you have the workers, each department has a supervisor, you have a department head, and then they report up the chain of command, and the chain of command seems to be out here, this Director of Public Utilities. That's basically, when you look at total compensation, around $159,000. And then you have the total manager of around 200,000 or 220. 155 for the salary, about another 45 for the fringe benefits. I'm guessing they're going to get $1,000 a month for various expenses. So in the 2 top positions in Cameron, Missouri today, with a veteran staff, you have a total salary of probably 160 and 220, about 380,000. I'm directed by charter law to fill the city manager, but I don't know why we need a Director of Public Utilities, especially with a veteran staff. We're losing the water department. The water from the pipelines coming into the water plant. Now we may need someone to manage or multitask it in a different way. The new city manager, in my opinion, doesn't need to be having 20 to 25 hours per week of the same jargon, the same meetings, running over the same stuff. The new city manager can actually manage, and I think can multitask some issues. If you can't hire this person or you can't do this, that's on that spot. Either get with it or we do something different. I, for one, don't see why we need this 4th layer of management, which is, in my opinion, the Director of Public Utilities. You have a veteran staff. Why can't they report directly to the city manager? It's open right now. This would be a good time for us, in my opinion, to phase it out. That's all I got.
Just so you know, I've mixed all those meetings except the staff meetings on Monday night.
Okay, good.
Awesome. Thank you.
I don't know if that's going to get everybody's panties in a twist, but I think we need to think about it.
All the staff was happy with it.
About the Director of Public Utilities.
Mixing the meetings.
Okay, mixing the meetings, okay. You think it can be done? Does anybody think it can be done if you hire the right city manager? We don't have water to manage anymore. We only have half of it now.
Well, actually, we'll have double. Why will we? Because they're using both waters.
It's only been coming in one way. It's gonna be hooked up out here.
No, I understand that.
Still have to drink water.
But sadly, and that's
Okay,
what the
okay.
complaint is.
We had a long-term guy that retired. We don't have the night person at the plant anymore,
I
correct?
think that's gonna go.
And that's gonna go away. So that's gonna be a part-time thing. Why can't we do it?
Yeah, I'm not gonna-
If we,
I'm not gonna make a
anything's
decision
negotiable.
With 2 minutes.
What,
I'm not gonna make a decision.
I know that. I just think we need to think about it.
I'm gonna need to do some research and stuff before I would
That's what we're talking about.
say that.
Okay. We've got a veteran staff, they're doing a great job.
They're doing great.
The fire, police, I mean, they pretty well run themselves. Plants, I mean, just a thought. Yep. That's all I got.
I don't know, when our next council meeting is gonna be what, 1st of July? So I wanna talk about 4th of July. Planning by Main Street and by the school and by the farmer's market and by a lot of the business people downtown are going to put on a lovely 4th of July event. I believe we've seen some of the applications and things, and it's all on track to happen. So we're calling these lots of volunteers. So I am hopeful that we will have the greatest 4th of July ever, just like we did last year and the year before.
What sums it up? Had 2 times in the last couple of weeks, I've seen positive stuff being written on the forum about your team. So I just wanted to bring it up. I don't know if you get to see it very often, but 2 different people were like, they just, I talked to them, they were able to get out here. One said they left for the day for work, came home, it was done. I couldn't believe it was done that day. So I just, and all the crap that you guys hear, I appreciate it. And I know you're all doing this type of stuff, but it just so happened, it happened to come up on the forum with that. So great job with that. Yeah, no, oh, is the water over here by City Hall, that water that was running under there, that's still over there, There's a pipe, there's a little sewer or something, and it just constantly was running. Or, that was the one that was fed. Okay, well, that's what I thought, but I hadn't been over there to listen. It was right by City Hall, you could hear, like if you stood there, you could hear the water rushing underneath you. And it's been doing it forever. And I wanted to say to both of you, we do have fiduciary responsibility to keep this information out to the public and to do what we can to help save money. So but you guys both know me. It takes me a little time to, process.
Good after to think about it.
Yeah.
We've done it for years as well, and it's the only time we've ever had seat positions open at the same time.
Yeah.
We've had an opportunity to take a look at it. And to rethink it.
And then also last thing, I don't see Ira.
I know, I wanted an update on that.
Okay, is there anybody else working with him? We have somebody else that's working.
I took over for him while he was on vacation.
Okay,
Yeah.
My granddaughter's a guard at the pool, I think.
well, I have a niece that's over there, so she's the one that's down. So they were trying to find food, there's like no food in the concession stand, you already know that?
Ira found out this weekend, they had reordered on Friday everything they'd been using.
Right.
They had a huge influx of kids there Saturday and they ran them out of the house and home.
They had to turn people away, they were a maximum one day.
Max capacity.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
So they
Awesome.
sold everything they had and they're like, oh, okay. And they didn't have time enough to
Tell them
get.
to call me next time, I'll run out to Walmart.
Well, we're using Cameron Market because
Okay, I'll
we're
use
local.
Cameron Market, I'll run out to
And,
Cameron Market.
That's the first thing he did this morning whenever, after staff meeting, we went there to go restock.
If that's crazy, I'll go to Sam's. so that we can pay for some of these concessions.
Yeah.
And then, so are they getting some sort of a training when they go in to do that, or out there at the ballpark?
For the concessions,
Yeah, for the concession stand. Okay. And they're supposed to call you or Ira?
Ira's back now.
Oh, okay. So they call him? They don't have a,
Well,
They
they
don't have a
went up the
full
ladder to
manager?
Clay. Clay was the next one. And then I was up above that.
okay.
So that's why I got brought in to go look at the, pickleball courts.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, and everybody ought to know that the playground equipment's open now.
Yeah.
So that's a big one.
All right, I'm done. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, I will test that, I get where my road, where I drive in town, it's nice that a lot of potholes have been fixed. Especially what I noticed, I live on a really, really, really old decrepit street. And even though it's falling apart, it's still doing potholes, which really is not. Otherwise, I used to just forget them and just let it be that way. So it's a lot to do, and I appreciate your efforts, and it is difficult.
Good job.
Yeah.
We've been potholes a little bit.
Well, other than that, I don't really have anything else. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for caring. And continue to do your part in what you guys are doing. All the volunteers.
You're getting ready to put them on.